Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great day today. So this video is going to be the start of something new that I want to try. Basically, I would like to start talking about my experiences and views as a streamer on Twitch so far. It's something I've wanted to do for a while because I feel like everyone's journey is very different, but also so similar in so many ways, especially when you're starting out. So this year I started streaming and have been streaming for about 8 months now. I stream 5 times a week, 8 p.m. GMT. Stop by if you want to check it out. It's really fun. We play lots of different games, lots of community games, interactive days. It's great. It's a lot of fun. You can join the Discord as well if you would like. Now, I love streaming. It's so much fun, especially when you get a community built up and you get to meet new people, you have laughs. It really is great. But as a new streamer, I personally have found it very challenging and almost toxic at times when it comes to your mentality. And this isn't because of the community. The community on Twitch is one of the best communities I have found. You're all fantastic, and it's genuinely one of the biggest reasons I keep streaming. But it's because of the way the market is so flooded on Twitch and the way people find your channel. It's basically impossible as a new streamer to build a platform on Twitch if it's the only social media you are using. Your mindset going into streaming needs to be so much different compared to what it used to be 5 or 6 years ago. To get to where you want to be as a streamer to me, it feels like it's so much more work than a lot of people realize, and then you need to do a lot more behind the scenes than what you needed to 5 or 6 years ago. And this isn't saying that the streamers who made it 5 or 6 years ago did not deserve it, because they 100% did. They worked hard for it and they put the effort in, and they are probably where they want to be now and stream full time, and they 100% deserved it. But there is a completely different mentality going into streaming now than there used to be when Twitch first started off. Myself, I originally went into streaming with the same mindset people had years ago. If I just keep streaming, people will find my channel. If I just put the hours in live on Twitch, people are going to find my channel. That's what they did in the day. People would stream 10 or 12 hours a day, and they have a ridiculously large following now. But that is the incorrect mindset these days, and you will set yourself up for failure. And that's because Twitch 5 or 6 years ago, or even 7 years ago when it first came out, at the end of the day, there were not that many streamers. If you streamed for 8 hours a day, people would find your channel because there were maybe a couple of pages to scroll through per category, or, you would just be seen. The longer you streamed, the more people would find your channel. That's how it used to work. Of course, this takes into consideration if you're like entertaining and funny and fun to be with, and generally a great person on camera anyway. But now the market is flooded with streams, and I'm talking hundreds of thousands, pages and pages per category on Twitch. If you are not already on the top page or the top few pages of a category, your channel won't be seen. And as a new streamer who's going in fresh with no followers and no viewers, you won't be found unless someone specifically goes out of their way to find your channel. It will not be found. You could look at the bottom of almost any category on Twitch and there'll be pages and pages of streamers with 0 views. And this is a shame, because it's not necessarily because they're not a great person to watch. I'm sure they're a fantastic person and they're going to be one of the best people you'll meet. But it's because of the way Twitch is sorted that makes it so difficult for new streamers. And it's also can impact your mentality very negatively. I personally struggled with streaming for a few months. I considered quitting because I got into a really toxic mindset, because I valued myself as a streamer based on the views I was getting. Because Twitch is sorted by views, the highest number of views will be shown at the top and the lowest will be shown at the bottom. When you're consistently at the bottom, it can just make you feel like you're not good enough to be a streamer. And defining good enough, it makes you feel like you're worthless. It makes you feel as if, you know, yourself as a channel, your branding, everything, it just makes it feel like you are not a worthy streamer. And it's a shame, because I've seen so many of my friends quit streaming because they went into it, they streamed, they put the hours in, they put the effort in, but they still sat at 0 views or a couple of views. And they just, because they weren't getting the hundreds of thousands and triple digit numbers, and they weren't being shown near the top of the category they were in, they just always felt like they were at the bottom. And it's a shame, because that's not true. But you have to remember, your self-worth is not dependent on the views. Just because you are not at the top does not mean you are not a bad streamer. You are a fantastic streamer. The fact that you're actually putting yourself out there live on a camera in front of people is so brave and so amazing that you should be proud of the fact you're doing it. Not as many people as you think would be willing to do that. So take pride in it. The biggest thing I learned when streaming, or one of the biggest things I learned when streaming, is you have to put in a lot of work behind the stream. It's not just about putting the hours in live on Twitch, it's about putting effort in on other platforms and networking, and potentially spending less time streaming and more time behind the camera. You need to build on other platforms. It seems very counterintuitive when I say you have to stream less to build yourself more, but it doesn't work nowadays. Streaming for hours on end will not work as well as it used to. You have to increase your reach on other platforms. You have to look at your social networks. You have to decide on the ones you want to be active on and want to increase your visibility on. I personally am working on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. And if you increase your reach on those and then link them back to your channel, that is how you are going to increase your following. I'm working on this myself at the moment as well, because I'm still trying to figure out what content I want to have on these platforms. But that's what you need to do. You have to increase your reach elsewhere. You have to network with other people. You need to do collabs if you can. You have to be on Instagram if that's what you want to do. You need to be active on Twitter. You need to try and get videos out on YouTube if that's what you want, because every single person that will find your reach on those platforms, which is a lot easier to do than Twitch, you can make sure there's a link, or there's a pop-up on your video, or there's a way to link that platform back to your Twitch. And you might only get one person per 100, for example, that actually looks on your Twitch, or it might even be less than that, 1 in 1,000. But at the end of the day, the visibility on those platforms is so much easier than it is on Twitch, that it will increase your chances at growing your following massively. But you need to put the effort in on those platforms. Something else that I've kind of learned along the way is making sure I genuinely put an effort into my branding. You need to find out who you are as a person and what you want your channel to be about. Because when you're not live, how your channel looks, how you portray yourself is what is going to draw people in when you're not online. And this needs to be consistent through all of your platforms. I'm still personally working on that, because I have a fantastic artist that I'm working with and a fantastic coach that are helping me sort of figure out who I am and what I want to be in terms of a content creator. I can post their links below. Don't forget to check out the description. And it can be a lot of work and effort and a lot of soul searching, but you need to make sure you put yourself forward and you don't try to portray this sort of fake image of what you think people will enjoy. That was one thing I tried really hard to do. I was trying to do the content I thought people would enjoy instead of the content I was enjoying. And it shows, to be honest. You can really see that I wasn't enjoying it a lot of the time. And if you're not enjoying yourself, then your viewers are not going to enjoy themselves. Like, for example, I love Monster energy drinks, I love animals, I love cookies, for goodness sake. I call my community my cookies because they're all sweethearts and I love them, and it's just something that fits with the channel, and my art all matches me as a person. It's cute, it's bubbly, it's got my favorite color, it has my bunnies in the artwork. You need to just try and make sure you put yourself forward in your art and your branding so that when you are not online, people can get a feel for who you are as a person, and that can be the difference between them following you and not following you, or want to try and check you out when you are online. It's so important to try and get your branding on point. My last and biggest point is stop caring about numbers. I have done this so many times. I used to be in the mentality that if I wasn't gaining viewers every single stream, I was failing. And I would sit there and think, oh, I had 2 less viewers this stream than I did 2 days ago. That means I'm doing worse. I'm failing. Something's not happening. But that is not the mindset. That is not the mindset. It's so bad for your mentality. You have to just stop looking at the numbers. You do. And the definition of a small streamer is so skewed because, believe it or not, you don't need triple-digit viewers to be considered a good streamer. You don't. You have to remember, you're not failing if you have less than, say, 500 viewers. You're not failing. Every single person that watches your channel and watches you is a genuine, real person dedicating their time to only you, because you can only really watch one streamer at a time. And that's fantastic. That's a real person in the world somewhere watching you, dedicating their time to you, being entertained by you. And that's fantastic. That is amazing. Whether it's 1 viewer or 1,000 viewers, you take pride in it. Take pride in those single viewers because they're all amazing and they're all fantastic. And you should be proud that someone wants to spend their time with you. That's a big thing. Never feel inadequate because you don't have the same numbers as a lot of the bigger streamers. Don't ever. 30 viewers is fantastic. 10 viewers is fantastic. Even 1 viewer is amazing. Like, so many streamers don't realize how great it is to have a person genuinely wanting to spend time with you, and they will come back every stream to watch you and have fun. Even if they're lurking, even if they're not talking, that is a person that enjoys your company. And don't ever feel like that's not enough. That's fantastic. And be proud of it, guys. Honestly, be proud, because you're a great streamer and they know it as well, and that's why they're there. And another thing is, every single streamer is different. Don't ever try to be like another streamer because it won't work. You have to find out what's unique about you and show that to the world. And I find with a lot of small streamers, myself included, we just have no idea, and even I'm still working on it. We just have no idea how to get out there and how to portray ourselves on social media. And that's the biggest thing that holds a lot of small streamers back, regardless of all the top quality webcams and top quality microphones and PC specs and everything. If you don't know how to show yourself on multiple platforms, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. And that's probably the biggest piece of advice I can give you, regardless of like the top 5 things you do on Twitch to get viewers, regardless of everything else that you do. whether it's like making sure you keep talking and being welcoming and having fun and interacting with your viewers. There's so many videos that I can show you that are to do with top 5 tips for Twitch. But at the end of the day, you need other social platforms. You have to build a following on other platforms just as much as you do Twitch, and it will increase your following massively. It will increase your ability to be found massively, because almost every other social media platform has a much easier way to be found than Twitch. And that's pretty much the best advice that I can think of to give you. And that's basically my experiences so far as a streamer. Again, as I said, I'm only 8 months in, so I'm still trying to learn everything myself. I started streaming in March, and I think I'm doing well for myself. I have a fantastic community, fantastic people that I've met, and I love all of them so much, and it's really good fun to stream. But even I need to remember sometimes to maybe tone back on the streaming, because I still put too many hours in at times, and it can be really draining. But I'm working on it, as all of us are. It's a work in progress. It's a journey that we need to take and figure out what we want to do, and it's been so much fun. And I hope this video helped anyone. Do leave some comments below and let me know what you think. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, bye guys.